and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thomas, the runner at first, the pitch. Swing and a fly ball. Right center field. It is up and is gone! Off the top of the wall and out of here! Garrett Mitchell, a go-ahead two-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Fly ball, right field. It is deep. It is gone! We are tied in the 8th inning on the second homer of the night from Jackson Churio.
Yelich, a home run and 3 walks in this game. He has scored twice. 2-0 delivery, here it is. Yelich lines a base hit to left. In the gap. It's going to the wall. They're going to score the winning run. Here comes Lorenzo Cain. He's in there. And the Brewers have beaten St. Louis.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, all about it.
We are officially out of office today. Why, you ask? No, you're not asking. You know it is opening day 2025, so the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy gang is here at AmFam Field. And look at who we have standing by. All the racing sausages. Bernie Brewer is right there. But Chewy and I walked in together. And Chewy, what was the very first thing that you said to me when we stepped out on the beautiful, pristine field here?
Oh, the grasses. I got to find out what kind of grass this is, though. Because it's not a Bermuda. It's not a Kentucky bluegrass, Gabe, which I thought they would go with.
Sure.
This looks a little Sinsemilla, I believe.
Is that a real grass?
Oh, yeah. That's 100% a real grass.
You guys are so cool.
It's 100% a real grass.
I feel like, Chew, we got people around here who would be able to give you that information.
Well, is the reason why, because the previous times we've come here, like our backs have been to the stands and we're looking out onto the field. I understand for YouTube, like this probably looks better with the field behind us. But I'm assuming the real reason we're facing this way is so Chewy doesn't get distracted by all the people mowing the lawn and things like that.
Well, I can tell you this. When we used to play in County Stadium, the strangest things for us was there's no crown on the field, so you felt slower because there's no running downhill. And the 7-stud cleats would not sink into the turf because everyone has seen baseball cleats that are essentially metal. And
they're a lot smaller in terms of how deep they go into the grass.
But this great striping, I mean, this is...
See, this is what I'm saying. This is why he's turning around so he can look at the striping. And
eyes
see all the
forward,
work.
buddy. Eyes forward. Yeah.
How do you think, Chew, since we're talking about the grass already, because the Brewers sent out a great social media post last night with a drone shot with the roof open with Bob Uecker's signature middle of the field. How do you think they did that? Because that's amazing that they could just get his signature into the grass like that. That looks cool.
There must be a template that they put down first. You know how we used to trace things back in the day, and they look so much better. Like, oh, you should be an artist.
And then you didn't tell people that you traced the image. I had a couple of those in my classes, too. You'd be like, wow, that's the coolest Ninja Turtle I've ever seen. They'd be like, thanks.
Thank you.
It is wild, though, what they can do today with paint and just, gosh. I mean, it's March 31st, right?
Yeah.
Look at this grass.
Yeah.
I won't look anymore.
See, I need to bring you to X Golf, and our buddies at X Golf here at AmFam Field during the off season, so you can see all the work that they're doing.
Okay.
Like they had tore up the complete infield maybe about a month ago. Like there was no grass; it was all tore up.
I had no idea, and it's right around the corner. Augusta, they tear that up every year.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I had no idea.
They tear the grass up.
Wow.
So it's actually shut down from
Yeah, it's shut down basically over the summer. It's more of a winter course, so they do a lot of their work when it's really warm down there in Georgia.
That's incredible. So in addition to Euchre's name being in the outfield, as you probably saw on the drone, they do have an area up here in the corner of the stadium as well that says, I must be in the cheap seats. Just a few.
Must be in the front row.
I'm sorry, I must be in the front row. Those are the cheap seats. I must be in the front row. I can't read the corner of it because of the netting that's there, but yes, I must be in the front row. And then it says Bob Uecker's signature underneath as well. Just a few of the things that they are going to be rolling out to honor Uke. And I think we need to start there, guys, because as tough as it was to watch those games over the weekend for a number of reasons, obviously Uke's absence won. The team didn't perform all that well. The Yankees obviously look like a murderer's row right now with the way they're hitting the ball, and we'll talk more about that as the show rolls on. But this is the first game at AmFam Field, and this will be the first game of the season that Bob Uecker is not right up there in the radio broadcast booth, calling the balls and strikes, calling all of the action, and I think it's going to be a bit of a hangover, guys. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's going to be there's going to be a lot of different things, obviously the things you just mentioned, but they'll have, I'm sure, a lot of video tributes and things like that throughout the course. But it's going to be it's going to be a fun day, and I think it's going to be a tough day at the same time because of how synonymous Bob was with Brewers baseball and how so many generations. That's all they knew of the Milwaukee Brewers. He was the face of the Brewers for 50 years, and now he's not here.
Well, it'll take some time because I can't remember if I was still playing, but they pivoted from Max McGee and Jim Irwin, who did the games for years and years and years. And, you know, I knew a lot of people that actually shut their TV off and had the radio playing to listen to them.
Yep.
So then they go to Wayne Larrivee and Rock. And it took a little time, but they'll find their footing. They'll never forget because he's one of a kind. And I thought the games this weekend, even though it was in Yankee Stadium, the tributes to him were great.
Yeah,
you know, the pictures, some of those pictures and stuff like that.
Again, because he transcends baseball. He was Mr. Baseball. Right? Yeah. He was just such a big celebrity, even outside of our little bubble of Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean,
he touched so many different people.
I remember that commercial like it was yesterday. I was probably 8, 9, 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
You know, so. Yeah, they'll never forget. You don't forget a guy like that.
And I think that is part of why we love sports, guys, is the stories and the people who are so interwoven in our memories of sports. You cannot find someone who is a Brewers fan, who is a Milwaukee sports fan, who does not have some memory. The commercial, hearing him do the calls, the interactions right here in the team dugout. Like, he's so prevalent. He was so prevalent for so long, and you are going to hear from the guys, from the players, who continue to talk about the impact that he had on their career, how he was just one of the guys on the days that they didn't want to come to the ballpark, because it is a long season, guys, and there are moments where you're like, it's a cool job, but it's still a job. Uke made them want to be there. He was that connection to everything Milwaukee Brewers.
So it's just so funny to me because we had those conversations around the Packers with Aaron Rodgers. Oh, we just can't connect to the young guys. Just can't. I mean, the generation gap, it's just so hard to connect. And here's Bob throughout his entire career, 90 years old. It doesn't matter. Like, he could connect with everyone. Like Christian Yelich, he's 60 years older than Christian Yelich, and they had such a strong bond to the point where Yelly was wearing the plaid suit on opening day to Yankee Stadium. I'm sure he'll have something cooked up and planned for today, and just how, tore up he was after, talking to Bob last year after they lost here at AmFam Field in Game 3 against the Mets. So, he was able to connect with everyone through the game of baseball.
Ballpark looks absolutely immaculate here, opening day 2025 in Milwaukee, as the Brewers get set to welcome the Royals to town. But let's talk about the action a little bit, Gabe, because they did have that 3-game set in New York, and a lot of the conversation was about the torpedo bats. We will continue to talk about that all morning long. But just what is your initial reaction to where the Brewers are right now from a lineup standpoint, from a rotation standpoint, from a bullpen standpoint? Obviously, they are dealing with a lot of injuries, which is not where you want to be when you start the season.
Yeah, so going with an opener today, not the greatest. Game 4 of the year, and you're going with a Johnny Holstaff game. So they are beat up more than anywhere in pitching, right? I think the staff is going to be fine once they get healthy, once you get guys like Tobias Myers back, once you get Brandon Woodruff healthy, once you get Jose Quintana up to speed. And then there's going to be some depth there, I think, as well. But right now, because you have those 3 injuries, it's kind of tough, and they're just trying to piece it together. Hopefully, leave everything that happened in New York behind, because, the command of the pitches wasn't very good. A lot of meatballs over the plate that left the ballpark there. But I don't think the lineup's going to be an issue. I know Churio had a rough opening day, played well in the following 2 games.
And then the wind blowing in yesterday didn't help, right? Because a couple of the guys,
but
they barreled them up, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, okay, here we go. Here's the hitting that we are hoping that we see from the Milwaukee Brewers. And it was just a bad weather day. The day before, the wind was driving everything out. Yesterday, it was keeping everything in the ballpark. So there should be some optimism, I think, based on how many runs the Brewers were able to put up in the series. And I said that to Dario, my husband, when we were talking about it, sports director over at Channel 12. I was like, look, 6 runs on a day where they got absolutely shellacked by the Yankees. Most days you'll take that, because most days that's getting you a win.
Yeah, it stinks to play that poorly in the first series of the year, because the 3-game losing streaks are going to happen. They happen to everybody throughout the course of baseball. Throughout the season, everyone's going to have a 3-game losing streak, I promise you. Even the Dodgers are going to lose 3 in a row. It just sucks to start at the beginning of the year, because then Chewy goes to ESPN.com and he sees the Brewers are goose egg and 3. It's always tough to have that 3-game losing streak right at the beginning, because you're looking to get off the schneid with that one big old goose egg.
What's the comp, Chew, in the NFL? What's the comp to starting the season with a, 0-0-0, I'm sorry, losing, not 0-0. They put up runs, obviously, but coming for the home opener and not having won a game yet. Is there a comp in the NFL?
You're down to nothing in the first quarter of the game. When you measure the amount of games baseball plays, it's one series, and that's how they measure. Their success is series. It's not games. And I'm of the belief, hey, if you're going to lose 20-0. Right?
Get it out of the system. Yeah. Get it out of your system. There are so many people here.
You got a couple holding calls on the opening possession. You went 3 and out. You had to punt on 4th and 20.
Yeah, just a little sloppy. They'll get their feet under them. They'll be fine.
We are on the warning track here at AmFam Field. It is very busy, as it often is in the morning, at all the television stations here, all the big lights, all the reporters, and all of the Brewers representatives who are going to be coming through our show all morning long. I am excited to talk all things Milwaukee Brewers. It is not just about Euchre. It is not just about what is happening on the field. It is also what is happening at the ballpark. And they have so many things going on this year that are new to the ballpark. Gabe, I know you are a big food guy, not as much as Ashton, who's standing here with us, field producing the show this morning. But you got to be excited about some of the new food options coming through here.
They're going to have a little food truck alley going on. That's what's cool about AmFam Field, is they find different ways every year. Like, obviously, last year, I would say, off the field, the Brewers had a pretty successful season, but they find different ways to keep you engaged here at the ballpark, whether it is, the little craft beer corner that they put in a number of years ago, the food trucks that they now have. They put in, last year, it was a little mini Third Street Market Hall that we're used to, that's right outside our studios downtown Milwaukee. They have those Milwaukee touch points in the stadium, and they're looking always for different ways to improve, and the food is going to be just one of the areas they're improving this year.
You're going to the game.
Yeah.
What's first course? A little
great
cold
question.
one? You're going to have a cold one?
Yeah, I mean, of course you got it. Especially it's got to be Miller Lite. And I think it's got to be Miller Lite, especially, in honor of Bob, because of those commercials that you love.
Sure.
I mean, I think you just start classic, just maybe a beer and a dog, and then start branching out from there.
Tell you what, we walked in, they were cooking something.
He is not lying. He looks over at me and goes, something smells great.
I know it wasn't
It's
Ashton.
a ballpark on opening day. What do you expect? It is so great that Chewy is here with us in the flesh for opening day here at AmFam Field as the Brewers get set to welcome the Royals to town. Chewy, what do you think? I know we said you wouldn't look, but now they're out there. They're putting some stripes on the infield, getting it ready.
I could ask them where they get those.
The what?
The rollers. Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to have an answer for you.
You think so?
We got to ask what kind of grass it is. We got to ask where you can get the rollers.
Well, they do. I mean, they do like the honorary, granted it's kids, but they, the play ball kid or the junior announcer. Do you think you could be like a junior, field maintenance person? Start a new system, start that? Start that tradition?
As long as I'm done by 9 o'clock, yeah. I mean, I don't mind getting here at 5. You know, I'm an early riser. But I wonder, Gabe, do you know if there's any synthetic grass in here like Lambeau? Because Lambeau's half synthetic, half
It's like
grass.
Woven, right?
Which I really
I
don't.
think this is all natural.
All natural?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Don't quote me. I don't know that for
In 2025, who can say that anymore? We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. A long list of folks who are going to join us this morning to preview the season, preview opening day. Marty Wronski kicks things off, COO of the Milwaukee Brewers. Rick Schlesinger is going to join us. Josh Maurer is going to join us. We got a long list of people who are going to hang out with us here. Opening day 2025, live from AmFam Field, underway. Stick around. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on right after this.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We're still largely incident-free this morning across the system, just a smattering of broken-down vehicles and nothing in the way of traffic. We are starting to see some volume tick up this morning, and be aware the area around the stadium interchange is going to be a little bit busy throughout the morning as fans start to filter into American Family Field for the Brewers home opener. Traffic is sponsored by the Yelich Home Plate Charity Concert. Join Christian at the historic Pabst Theater featuring the Goo Goo Dolls, Nicotine Dolls, and comedian Charlie Behrens. VIP tickets and more at visitmilwaukee.org/Yelich. And checking the Storm Team forecast for the home opener, decreasing clouds today, should be relatively dry. It will be breezy and chilly though, with highs in the low to mid 40s. Mostly clear tonight, mid to upper 20s for the low. Weather is brought to you by Avondale Roofing. Raise the roof and your standards with Avondale Roofing, your trusted partner for over 30 years. Remember, they get on top so you don't have to. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
It's time for you and that diamond to come alive again.
At the 4th annual Spring Ring Cleaning at Kessler's.
Even if you have a good ultrasonic jewelry cleaner, it can't match the pressurized steam cleaning we do at Kessler's.
Let us steam clean and polish your engagement ring.
For free.
I'm Joe Gerke, president of Kessler's, and we want to strip away all the soap scum that is making your diamond look dull.
For free. And while we're doing it, we'll inspect the prongs on your ring to make sure your diamond isn't about to fall out.
It's the 4th annual Spring Ring Cleaning at Kessler's.
Here's another idea. Bring us anything you own that needs to be repaired, and we'll give you a price to make it like new again.
And if you have some old jewelry you don't wear anymore,
we can make something unique and wonderful out of it.
Unique in all the world.
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Introducing the newest carbless flavor, Mango Vodka. Flavored with the essence of the ripest, freshest mangoes, carbless mango vodka will transport your taste buds to a sunny beach getaway. New flavor, still the same carbless crafted cocktails with 0 carbs, 0 sugars, and only 100 calories. Enjoy a refreshing vodka cocktail without the guilt. 4 packs of the new carbless mango vodka cocktail are available in stores near you. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and escape with every sip.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Look, you take Jesus and the presents out, and it's not even in the top 10.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you take sex out of the anniversary, then that's not that fun either.
On 94.5 ESPN.
In my mind when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy 'cause here isn't where I wanna be.
We are live at AmFam Field for opening day 2025. The Milwaukee Brewers will take the field this afternoon, taking on the Kansas City Royals. We are so lucky to be joined right now by Marty Wronski, COO of your Milwaukee Brewers. And she popped over, guys, and she said, I got to tell you guys, we do weave. We weave here.
That's right. We got the weave going out there, you guys. We do indeed. Not synthetic, but we do have a weave under this grass that just kind of makes it sturdier underneath. Think of it as like sewing underneath that just keeps that grass more planted. We started doing that last season, I believe, after we love having our concerts out here. And it just helped our guys recover. The grass is a lot hardier when it's got that additional support underneath. So the mystery is solved. We have some weaving.
But no synthetic, you
no
were saying.
synthetic.
So there was a rumor out there that maybe there was some synthetic strands that were being woven there. I love that you said to us when you came over, I thought I missed a memo. I get asked about synthetic. I thought I missed a memo.
Jen, I was doing media a month ago maybe when we were starting to look toward the season again. And somebody said, we saw rolls coming into the ballpark. You guys went to turf. And I froze. I was like, I don't think we did.
Who amongst us hasn't been in that position before where you're like, the worst. I don't think that's true, but I might have missed a memo. Maybe I wasn't in on that meeting.
I just want to know who other than Chewy would ask that question. And I know the big guy didn't ask that question. So who is just grilling you about potential synthetic?
Right? And usually it's like 5 a.m. and you're like, for the love of God, I don't know. But no, this morning I got asked what time our lots open, and I said 10:10. And then I thought, that sounds really wrong. I may be lying on air at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I wasn't. 10:10 lots are open, guys.
That's amazing. We expect there to be a lot of people coming to enjoy. Man, we had such good weather a few days ago, and obviously this week it's supposed to be chilly here. We have come to expect that. We live in Wisconsin. We understand what opening day entails. But one of the other new things that we are going to see, and I saw this pop on the internet the other day, was facial authentication for opening day. Tell us about how that came about.
Yeah, so MLB started testing this with a couple of clubs last season. It's MLB go-ahead entry. Think of it as pre-check, airport pre-check at the ballpark. We're testing it at 2 gates or introducing it at 2 gates this season. Totally optional. Nobody needs to panic. You are not forced to use it. But you guys, it's pretty phenomenal. So you can sign up to use it, and you can freeze into this ballpark faster than, you literally walk right through. Don't even have to pull your ticket out. But once you've signed up, it's pretty awesome. We're going to do that at two gates this year. We're also going to have our express entries still out there.
Do any other teams use that in MLB?
So last season, 3 different clubs tested it. And, I'm going to get a little nerdy, but they said that you enter 141% faster. And really, if you think about it, right, when you you do that at all your gates, and, people are going to be breezing in this place faster than you can believe.
I can't think of how many times, guys, I have been at Fiserv Forum waiting to go into a Bucks game, waiting to go into a concert.
Freezing.
And you are cold, and you are standing there going, can we please move faster?
And you are late.
This is literally the way to
Jen, way too
No,
well.
I didn't mean Jen. I did not mean Jen. I am the one who's always late.
1,000,000%.
Right? I am the one who's always late. So, you're waiting, and you, think you just made it, and then you're in a line. And, we're just, you're not going to have it anymore if you're, if you do the facial authentication.
I imagine people are going, I don't want them to have my face. I don't want them to have my...
That is facial recognition.
But also, you're going to a baseball game, right? It's not like you're doing anything untoward. You're not doing anything illegal. You're going and enjoying America's pastime. Relax.
But the junk emails come along with it.
No, Chewy.
Like that. I'm just asking.
Chewy, we're 2 for 2.
All right.
2 for 2. We're not doing cats at the park, and we're not storing facial. No, this is not facial recognition. It's authentication. I promise.
One of my favorite things about the Brewers in the ballpark is you guys you're not resting on anything. Last year, you come up with so many different ways to have people in here and different ways to entertain and feed. What's your favorite new thing at the ballpark this year?
The alley, the food truck alley. It is so cool. Wisconsin and food, right? They go together, and baseball and food go together, but our groups have been working their guts out, and I got to tell you, the new food truck alley, it is phenomenal up there. The food's going to be out of this world, but I love that it's just a meetup place. It's a hangout. The bar is really... It's a perfect fit for the ballpark. So if you're out at the ballpark, you got to be here. Check out the food truck alley. It's actual food trucks, all different kinds of food, and then it complements perfectly the 3rd Street Market Hall Annex.
And I love this because you're recognizing that not every baseball fan is the same, right? Not every baseball fan is cut from the same cloth. There are people like our buddy Ashton who want to sit in the seat from the first pitch till the final out, and sometimes they have their scorecards and they want to watch that intently. But then you have people who want to pop in and pop out of the action, who want to be social. And you have those areas here so that people can enjoy baseball however they want to. I love that you guys are meeting the fans exactly where they are.
All right, so speaking of being in our seats, when should I be in my seat to make sure I don't miss any of the euchre tributes or anything like that today?
Yeah, so we are starting, we will see, so we've got 10:10 gates, lots open, 11:10 gates open. I'm going to have everybody in their seats at like 11:15. No, I was going to goof around about that, but our fans are serious. I shouldn't do that today. But you're going to start to see our pregame ceremony starting shortly after noon. So everybody, if you can get in here, 1:10 will be first pitch. So we're backing up from there. Around 12:30, we're going to really get things kicked off.
Gabe, I thought you'd be a guy that watches BP and all that and gets a little...
Well, yeah, but BP, I mean, even when the gates open, BP's just kind of wrapping up at that point. They got to get the field ready.
Yeah.
Oh, you would like that, the way they get the field ready.
Well, the kicker will tell you a lot in a football game.
Okay.
Whether he's going to be on or off. I would think in baseball you might kind of get the same kind of feeling. No?
BP's like your warm-up session on the driving range.
Okay.
Just because that goes well doesn't mean the game's going to go well. And just because it goes bad doesn't mean that's going to go bad.
On days that it does go well, we say it's going to go.
Exactly. You talk yourself into it.
If it goes poorly, you say no.
At least you got that out of
Yeah, just got out of the system.
I don't know if people know this story. This is County Stadium Brewers. So
Brett
was throwing out the first pitch on a Saturday, and we played on Sunday.
Yep.
So Brett asked if he could take BP, so we took maybe 40, 50 balls of BP, came to the stadium the next day, and he's like, oh, my God.
So sore.
I'm so sore.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can play.
Oh, my God. That's probably not ideal. But different muscle groups. I'm telling you, just because you wouldn't believe the number of athletes we've had out here who want to take BP or throw out first pitch, and then you watch them and you're like, is that person really a professional athlete? It is such a different, right? And it would go that way, right? It would go the same thing with baseball players trying to play football. It just does not
Who was
translate.
throwing out opening pitch?
We had Giannis set up for today. They welcomed a new baby. We are thrilled by that. So we've got some additional folks out here throwing out the first pitch today.
Marty Wronski joining us here, opening day 2025 at AmFam Field. You mentioned that the celebration of life for Uke will essentially begin around noon. I want to talk about that just from a psychological standpoint, philosophical standpoint. On College game day, I am, for better or for worse, responsible for many of our heartfelt moments, many of the heavier moments. And there are people who jump into my mentions every single week and go, can we just celebrate? Can we just be, we don't want to be crying before we recognize that this will be a part of this season. There will continually be moments where we are remembering Uke and disappointed and sad that he's not with us anymore. How are you guys navigating that? Because obviously you have to do it. There is no question about it, Marty. But how do you do it in a way that people feel kind of warm and fuzzy as opposed to, well, this is depressing?
Yeah, it's such an amazingly tricky challenge. Frankly, we're so grateful that Bob's family is working with us to help us sort of navigate all of this. But it's also one of the reasons, we heard a lot from fans saying, why aren't you doing his actual full celebration of life on opening day? And Bob really wouldn't have wanted that, right? We're doing that celebration of life later in August. Today, what you're going to see is Bob, the way he loved to be, woven into the day. So we've got his autograph in the outfield. We're going to have his jersey patch on the guy's sleeves again. We are absolutely going to do a video and a moment of silence so we can all tip our hats to Bob. And then we're going to go win a game. But we know, so finding that balance, we know the fans desperately want to honor him. But, Bob would not want today to be something that was down. And so we're really going to try to walk that line today. But, we've said this to our fans. They know he's with us. He's going to be absolutely in the fabric of so many things we do, whether we mean to or not, right? You can't help but have, I just smile. Normally on this day, Bob is in my, come on, kid, what are you doing? Big smiles, the whole 9 yards. And so we're just all going to be remembering him all season long. And then late in the season, when I think we are maybe all going to feel a little lighter, we've worked our way through some of it, then we're really going to celebrate the heck out of him.
How long did it take to get his autograph in the outfield? I got to imagine that takes a while.
It took a while. These guys are so dang good. Here's the balance, right? You've got to get the autograph in there, but you can't let the grass get too long, right? So you have to be mowing around it and in it. I mean, these guys are unbelievable. So I will tell you, when I left for New York to watch opening day, it was not out there yet. So for all I know, literally they've been out there 24/7 for the last 7 days. I don't know. But no, it's very tricky, and to do it just right. But they are, we're all staring at them as we talk here. They're unbelievable, and it looks so good.
Yeah, this is probably 2 1/4 inch.
You think? You think? I don't know. I think you're overestimating, Chew.
A little shorter?
Can we get somebody from the grounds crew over here, Marty?
Yeah,
we got to find. I know they're very busy. They've got a lot of stuff on their plate today, but
Chew's got a lot of questions.
I'm Chew's got a lot. We're going to set up Chewy with Ryan. I'm going to find him, guys. I'm bringing him to you. Because, the other thing, seriously, I'm going to tip you off here. Ask what color. I think it might still be Brewers brown that the actual sand and dirt that we use on the warning track.
Yeah.
And it used to be the case about a decade ago that other ballparks actually used Brewers brown.
Oh, really?
Wow.
On their warning track.
This
I'm sure
is nice.
they didn't want to talk about it, but once I heard that, I ran with it.
Yeah.
So we'll find that out from Ryan, too. But
They're
going to
rake this, too, before the game, right?
Yeah, don't worry. My heel marks, I'm aerating.
I'm just
You can tell everywhere Marty Wronski has been this morning, because I've got this little heel hole.
These jack wagons messing up the warning track.
I know. Look at what's happening behind us, though, guys. It's like beautiful raking situation.
Yeah.
Joey, that's what they're going to do over here. Don't worry.
That's a work of art.
That guy's going to do that for a while. They are amazing.
And I do appreciate that. We're going to figure out what those other teams in Major League Baseball that are using Brewers brown, the color of the warning track, and then that'll be a baked-in insult. Yeah? Well, you use our Brewers brown on your warning track. So
I'm hoping we don't need to resort to that this season.
It's always good to have it in the back pocket just in case.
You got to have the ammo. I don't know. You got to have the ammo.
Marty Wronski, we appreciate you so much. It is going to be a busy day for you, but it is going to be a wonderful day as we kick off the home season here at AmFam Field. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on live from the ballpark all morning long. Still got a long list of guests who are going to hang out with us and talk. And we are going to talk about those torpedo bats because, wow, did they take Major League Baseball by storm this weekend or what? All that and more coming up as Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Knight. So for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we talk a lot about the unprecedented quality and service you get from Pella. But talking to the people who work there, you can tell how much they genuinely love what they do. Pella's team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the sale. Right now, take advantage of windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Need to talk to my wife about that. We need a new front door. Of course, we're not going to trust anybody but Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Certain restrictions do apply. Ends 3/31/2025. Get started today at PellaWI.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Volume really starting to kick in now on 94, heading east from about 84th Street all the way through the stadium to 35th, as well as heading west from 27th Street to about Hawley Road. Also, we have an accident off the freeway system on Highway 100 at Center Street near Mayfair Mall. The right lane blocked heading south on Highway 100. That's due to a crash. And we've also got a little volume back on the freeway system on 43 North through the construction zone from about Locust all the way up to Capitol Drive. Traffic is sponsored by the Yelich Home Plate Charity Concert. Join Christian at the historic Pabst Theater featuring the Goo Goo Dolls, Nicotine Dolls, and comedian Charlie Behrens. VIP tickets and more at visitmilwaukee.org/Yelich. And checking the Storm Team forecast, decreasing clouds today, breezy and chilly with a high of 43. Clear tonight, lows in the mid to upper 20s. Summer's around the corner. Get ready for boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on serene Delavan Lake. Make the most of the season at Lake Lawn Resort. Book your adventure today at lakelawnresort.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from ESPN Milwaukee's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and now is the time to take advantage of the summer membership at X-Golf in Brookfield and X-Golf in Mequon. Their summer memberships give you unlimited golf for up to 4 hours per day. Their par package covers just you for $250 for the entire summer, or their birdie package for $500 gives you no guest fees plus a 10% discount on food. Rainy days, too hot, maybe you only have an hour? Use the Sims at X-Golf in Brookfield and Mequon. Check them out, xgolfbrookfield.com and xgolfmequon.com.
There's a winning magic powering up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This April, prepare for an exciting quest to $300,000 in the Enchanted Spins slot tournament. Just conjure your rewards card and play slots to earn drawing entries. Each Thursday, 60 winners will compete for thousands in cash and prizes. Let your journey begin with Enchanted Spins, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Michelle Smallman here. Are you dreaming of seeing your team draft their next superstar? Travel Wisconsin is sending 10 lucky fans and a guest to the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Witness unforgettable moments and make memories that will last a lifetime. Don't miss out. Enter Travel Wisconsin's Dream Draft Sweepstakes. Visit travelwisconsin.com/draft to learn how you can win a trip to experience the biggest moment of the offseason. Epic moments that become lifelong memories are waiting to be discovered across Wisconsin. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time for baseball season, and National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee is packed with deals for all your beverage needs. They have the coldest beer and huge liquor selection with the lowest prices. So, whether you're tailgating, having a party, or just grilling in the yard, National Liquor has what you need to stock the bar or the cooler. Stop by on your way home or on the way to American Family Field and check out National Liquor Mart, where your satisfaction is our plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily on the corner of 16th and National.
Hey football fans, Verizon is giving you the chance to win the ultimate draft experience with the Road to the Draft sweepstakes. 10 lucky winners will win tickets for the first day of the 2025 draft in Green Bay, including round-trip car service from Milwaukee, hotel accommodations, plus access to the Verizon viewing zone where you'll be taken care of like a first-round pick. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate draft experience powered by Verizon. Hurry to select Wisconsin Verizon locations to enter by April 13th. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Wisconsin or Illinois. Age 21 years or older. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit www.espnwisconsincontest.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Excuse me. Hold on. Getting choked up over it. So, hold on. Give me a moment.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We are here at AmFam Field for the Brewers home opener, opening day 2025. I know the weather isn't exactly what we would like, but we're used to this. We're tough Wisconsinites. We can handle a little cold weather out there. And, of course, as the ballpark continues to add new things, there'll be some celebrating and enjoying of beverages and snacks here in the park this year. And for more on that, we have Rick Schlesinger joining us now, President of Business Ops. Rick, thank you for hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning.
Glad to be here, guys.
What time did you wake up this morning?
About 2:30.
There it is. Yep. I feel like every year we got to ask you because you always tell us that it is a tough sleep the night before the home opener.
Yeah, no, I was in New York, so I didn't sleep well there after watching those games. So, when the night before the home opener, you're excited, you're ready, you want to make sure everything's going to be great. So you don't get much sleep, but you guys are used to that, getting up super early. I'm not used to getting up that early, but it's good. It's a good thing to have, to be excited for opening day, and we'll power through it.
I mean, again, you're the president of business operations. You got a lot of things. You got to, have the suit. Do you at least get to throw a hoodie or something else on and enjoy the game, or you got to be formal the entire time?
Yeah, no, you got to be pretty formal. I'm not usually wearing a suit and tie to the games, but opening day special, traditional. So yeah, I'll get dressed up, and then, game 2 and to the rest, I'll probably be a little more casual.
Well, I can tell you this, right? I pulled in at about 6:25 here, and there were already a line of cars.
Yeah, there were people tailgating, literally. There were people brought, they didn't park because the lots aren't open yet, but they literally brought their grills, and they're making hamburgers and bacon, and, God bless them. It's great, but that's a little early to be eating that kind of food for me personally, but to each his own.
Well, but what does that mean? You see that type of support for this team. Again, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. People are tailgating excited for Brewers baseball.
Yeah, I mean, we have tremendous fan support, and they're, people have been growing up as Brewers fans from, from years. It's generational, and so there's, tailgating is a big culture. Big part of here. It's a big thing in Packers games too, and Badger games, and so it's a tradition. We love it, and people get excited, and it's Milwaukee baseball.
Well, I think the reason they're excited, and we talk about it all the time with the Packers, that it's a progression. You try to get better each year, and I think the excitement comes from the unbelievable year you guys had last year, and they want more. They want that next step. What that may be, we don't know, but definitely feel the excitement. Around the state.
Yeah, it's we've had a good run of success, but we haven't achieved the goal, which is to win the World Series. And I still think about October 3rd, 2024. That last inning is tough, but baseball, it breaks your heart, right? But it also gives you amazing lifetime memories. And I'm excited for the season. A lot of new faces. We lost some good players, but we've got some really good, young, talented players. And Jackson Churio, Sal Frelick, Eric Mitchell, Joey Ortiz. Tremendously talented young players, and they're gonna showcase their talent all year. And I think we're gonna have some breakout years from some of those guys.
Rick Schlesinger hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning at AmFam Field for opening day 2025. You've been I don't know if you've been in the same role, but you've been with the Brewers for more than 2 decades. What is the biggest difference from when you first started with this organization to now? Is it the expectations? Is it the infrastructure? What is the biggest difference for you?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, I've been there since 2003, so I'm the old guy. Technology, just how we consume the game, how we sell tickets, how people come into the ballpark. Just the fact that there's so much data available, both to help our GM and his baseball operations staff figure out who to play, who to draft, who to trade for, analytics and data and technology, how we use to price our tickets, what food we sell here, what new infrastructure, what new technology, what new broadcasting equipment, these new scoreboards, just the technology that we've seen in the last 10 years is incredible. It's made the game interesting. It's made it more fast-paced. There's so much information available. The key is to figure out what data you want to use and how to use it, because you're just being inundated literally with so much information and technology, and it's great. But we want to keep what baseball is great about it, and that's sort of the traditions of the game and the fact that it's still 60 feet 6 inches from pitcher's mound, home plate. The bases are still 90 feet. It's still a game of margins, and it requires the human being, and they're all fallible. They all make mistakes and all get injured. But it's a wonderful sport, and weaving technology into it is sort of the biggest change for me.
I always love that analogy in baseball, by the way, the consistency that everybody talks about. It's still 90 feet and all that stuff. But then you get to the outfield from ballpark to ballpark, and it's a wild card, man. Like, you never know.
Yeah, that right field porch in Yankee Stadium felt awful. It's weird. I mean, it's the only sport where the dimensions of the field vary. If you think about it, it'd be like in the NBA. What if you had courts of different sizes, and the baskets of different height? So it's what makes baseball unique. But I was in Yankee Stadium the last few games, and I was thinking, boy, that porch in right field is a little too short. They should move the fences.
You talk about the traditions, you talk about baseball and how it can connect generations, and obviously nobody did that better than Bob Uecker. His signature's out in the outfield. You've got his pin on your lapel. What are things that fans can expect in terms of the team honoring Mr. Baseball this year?
Yeah, I mean it is surreal and melancholy to think that we're going to have a baseball season without him, because he's been part of it for every season in Milwaukee, and It's strange. It feels like there's a big void, but we're going to try to honor him as best we can. Obviously, with his signature on the field, we've got special Bob Uecker retail items, one of which you're wearing, and proceeds from that are going to be donated to some of his favorite charities. We're going to have a moment of silence today. We've got Bob Uecker video. We have a special area up in the right field in the terrace level, a giant mural for Bob. We're going to announce probably in a week or so a celebration of life event at the ballpark before a game, where we're going to have a lot of people from around the world coming to share memories and tributes to Bob. And I think fans will really be, that'll be a real special day for us. And as soon as we figure out logistics with the family and making sure that it works for their travel schedule and everything, we'll announce that date. But I'm hoping to announce it in a week or so.
What was it about him that allowed him to connect to so many people? Because we talk about athletes as they get older. Man, it's tough to connect to those younger guys in the locker room. But Bob, 90 years old, is connecting to guys like Jackson Churio, and Garrett Mitchell has the cleats that he was wearing on opening day out in New York. Christian Yelich, who's 60 years younger than Bob, and they have just such an incredible bond. What was it about Bob that allowed him to connect with literally anyone?
Yeah, I mean, it's a gift because it's rare, and I think he was just an authentic guy. And players know and they can smell when somebody's not authentic and when they're putting on an act or when they're showboating or ego, and Bob was none of that. He was an international figure, Hall of Fame broadcaster, TV star, a commercial star, movie star. He played in the major leagues. He was a veteran. He's from Milwaukee, but he was genuine. He was authentic. He knew what it was like to play baseball. Obviously, a different level and a different era, but at the end of the day, it's all about pressure. You're performing before thousands of people, and you're going to fail more than you succeed. And as Bob would tell you, he failed a lot more than he succeeded. But think about how much connection he had with people, and it was just everybody. It wasn't just the players. It was the guy serving hot dogs here, or the person in security here, or the person at the front office. He was genuine. He really cared about people. His image, it was real. This was not a guy who had one image in public and different besides behind the scenes. He was a genuine guy and cared about people, and a great listener, a great storyteller. But people don't talk about how well he listened. He listened, and he could tell a lot by people just by listening to them. And he was just a great communicator.
So one question about the grass, Rick.
Just the one.
Just one. Does the league mandate how high the grass can be? Because I played with a bunch of Notre Dame guys that would say when they played a Florida State or Miami, the grounds crew would grow the grass longer, purposely, obviously, because the other teams had more speed. Do they mandate around the league how high the grass has to be?
No, but there are general rules that teams have to follow. If a team was going to blatantly, manipulate conditions on the field, baseball has the right and authority to stop it. So there are no specific restrictions, but the reality is within a bandwidth, teams will do stuff. Some teams will have water the infield dirt a little bit more than others, depending on what the infielders' preferences are. Mm-hmm. It's just the nuances of the game. But at the end of the day, man, you still gotta feel. You just gotta hit the ball. Yeah. You gotta pitch. Talent, wins out over any of these little peculiarities you do in the grass.
Is Chewy too old to apply for an internship with your grounds crew?
Yeah.
He's past the age limit a little bit?
Way past it.
I don't know, Rick. He can be very persuasive.
I will work for some brats.
I'll get in trouble with the labor laws. Yeah. We have to pay him. I got to pay him in currency, unfortunately.
I remember years ago, guys, when I was covering the Chicago White Sox, and I was talking to a groundskeeper, and he was telling me how his guys liked to steal bases at the time. Now, the White Sox didn't have a ton to write home about, but they were at least pretty good on the base paths. Look at Ashton's like, why am I taking strays this morning? But they would say that they would do, I think it was just what you said, they would make the area between the base and the first few feet a little bit tougher, a little bit harder, so that the guys would get a good push-off, so they'd get a good jump. Mm-hmm. And then I reported it on television, and they were like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're just giving away secrets.
Yeah. I didn't realize that it was like a state secret. I didn't realize that it was like proprietary information. But the point being, depending on how your team is built, there are ways to sort of have a home field advantage occasionally.
For sure. No, I mean, within the bandwidth of, fairness, you can do some things. But at the end of the day, if you look at our home and road splits, our players do pretty well on both home and road. So, those things don't matter as much anymore. There's more uniformity than you think. But, you got to win on the road too, man. You got to play your games, and you got to win on the road.
Rick Schlesinger hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy as we continue to celebrate opening day 2025. We asked Marty this. Rick, maybe you can help us as well. If you could get a grounds crew person over here to just satisfy the big guy. So many
a few more questions.
Anything. We'll do our best for sure. I know it's an important topic, and you're obsessed about it. But I'll tell you, the grass looks amazing.
It looks beautiful.
It's weird to see, a bright green field in the gray, and then we see in Milwaukee. But grounds crew does a great job, and it's a lot of work to keep the field like this. And we put a lot on them because we like to do concerts and use the field for other things. And it's to keep this condition like it is our talented.
Yeah, and if you are listening on the radio on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, make sure you jump over to the YouTube stream. We do have our camera pointed directly at the beautiful grass here at AmFam Field as we continue celebrating opening day 2025. Thank you for hanging out with us, Rick. Have a great one, and hopefully you'll get some sleep tonight.
Tonight, for sure.
A win would do some wonders.
I'll sleep better if we win, yes.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this. Stick around.
After this on 94.5 ESPN. The NFL offseason is in full swing. Have the green and gold done enough to take the next step?
I don't see a trip to the Super Bowl possible unless something dramatically changed in terms of a player joining the team. Destiny for the Packers is to be good, but not good enough.
Get all your Packers news here. The Homer Hour, weekdays from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel.
What's up, guys? We're back this year with my annual Home Plate charity concert presented by American Family Insurance. We'll be at the Pabst Theater on April 17th with performances from the Goo Goo Dolls and the Nicotine Dolls. Proceeds will benefit Live Like Lou, Visit Milwaukee, and the Brewers Community Foundation. There are sponsorship opportunities and tickets on sale now, so click the link in my bio to check it out, and I'll see you there.
Christian Yelich's Home Plate charity concert presented by American Family Insurance, April 17th at the Pabst Theater. Get your tickets now at visitmilwaukee.org/Yelich.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Looking for a Milwaukee tradition? It's Saz, and for nearly 50 years, Saz's have been serving up award-winning ribs that'll make your taste buds dance. Don't miss our festival-famous mozzarella marinara, the appetizer that put us on the map and keeps Milwaukee coming back for more. Whether you're heading to a game or just catching up with family and friends, make Saz's your place to go. 55th and State. Saz's, where memories are made and stories are shared, one delicious bite at a time. Saz's Steakhouse, the finest. A Milwaukee tradition since 1976.
Drum roll, please.
Carbless is here with refreshing new flavors. Introducing their Tropical Bliss Variety Pack. Let the summertime flavors of blood orange, watermelon, raspberry, and grapefruit whisk you away from the winter blues. New flavors, same great Carbless perks. Every handcrafted cocktail still has 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and just 100 calories. Find the Tropical Bliss Variety Pack in store wherever Carbless is sold and enjoy your winter passport to paradise. Grab a pack today and discover why less is more with Carbless.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens. Anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Go to rawhide.org/donate and help them realize a brighter future today.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
His eyeball.
Wait.
Where do I get him?
I just assumed when I said wait, did you just think it was just a suggestion?
Yeah, pretty much. Typically.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Sendik's offering a great deal on Connie's Thin Crust this week. It's just 2 for $10. That's right. At Sendik's, you head over there. Connie's delivering pizzeria taste without the pizzeria prices. Stop by Sendik's. Stock up on your favorite Connie's Thin Crust flavors today. They've got a little cornmeal on the bottom of the crust. Makes it unique. It is fantastic. You get that thing nice and crispy. It is a great slice of pizza. And right now at Sendik's, Connie's offering Connie's Thin Crust 2 for $10. Offer is good through April 1st.
I appreciate Rick Schlesinger and Marty Wronski joining us this morning here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Rick had that great Uke pin on. It's got the plaid behind it. It's got Uke's signature. And you've got the Uke sweatshirt on. I noticed Tony Cartagena walking around here wearing the Uke sweatshirt as well. Where'd you guys get those? Because they're slick.
So wanted to make sure last week, because I saw the post going on social, it's just at the Brewers team store here at the ballpark. Figured there's going to be a long line there today, so I wanted to make sure I got my Uke hoodie before
I like
today.
the old school.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
You got a good look too, though. You walked in wearing gear, not like South Dakota State or you know what I mean, San Diego or usually you come in with some random.
I had to go to Amazon though. I'm just saying. What?
He just got back.
Yeah.
Right? If he were
here, want this expense? You want an expense report for this?
You know what? He would expense. I mean, you'd have to do the expense report.
I don't even know how.
Could I write this off?
To whom?
That's a very good question.
The IRS?
I don't know. I wore it to work. I thought you could write everything off.
We all wear clothes to work every day, pal.
Yeah, we appreciate you wearing clothes to work. Thank you for that.
Go ahead. You can write it off. I'll take the Post-it note and throw it away.
There is something, though. I mean, if you're never, ever going to wear it again, you could argue that you bought it only for work reasons.
Here's the problem. It's 2XL. After I wash it, it'll be a large. So the sleeves have to come off.
Yes.
And you always have to wear a shirt under it because I really don't want my gut hanging out. That's all I'm saying, Ashley.
We're so happy that you're back.
I know. These are the facts of life, Ashton.
Yeah.
Either accept them or don't.
We are efforting, though, Chew, to get a member of the grounds crew over here. They're very busy this morning, obviously wanting to get the field in pristine condition before play ball this afternoon at 1:10 against the Royals. But we're going to see if we can steal like 5 minutes so you can ask your questions. Because, look, as much as we give you a tough time about it, I guarantee there are other baseball hardos who are just as interested in the makeup of the grass and the ballpark as you are.
It's not baseball hardos. It's lawn hardos, which is basically every dad out there.
Well, I would think, because I asked the questions that the common people want to know. What's the fertilizer program, right? And can I buy grow lights at Home Depot?
Can you buy grow lights? Marty did tell us that at one point the Brewers were sharing their grow lights with the Packers because they're pretty expensive, so they would just, cheaper to run them up an hour and a half than to have two sets in the
load them on a flatbed and send them up to the other field.
We actually have grow lights on our plants in our house. No, not for that. Okay.
We know you've got something else for that.
Yes.
We have covered that topic extensively.
I wonder if that'll work on the grass. I'm fertilizing today, actually.
Okay.
As we speak.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you mean, as we speak?
First application down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw there's a movie, Crazy Stupid Love, where the guy is lawn obsessed as well. This is about the extent of my knowledge of being lawn obsessed is that movie and Steve Carell. But he is walking around his lawn with spiked shoes.
That's aerating it.
Oh,
I gotta ask them about aerating.
Do you do that? Do you walk?
I have a machine.
Yeah,
of course you
No,
do.
I do have
I guess
the property is too large, Jen, right? The
if
estates.
I can, what all do you need to do while you're here this week? Like, what is all the work that you have to do minus your actual job? Just curious.
Well, I started yesterday. I got to pull all the dead stuff off of the plants because the plants are starting to pop up.
This is super interesting.
Today I will be fertilizing. I will be moving mowers. I got a lot to do, But the funny thing was last night I'm like sitting there watching TV with Ange, and I'm like, God, I got so much work to do. Maybe I'll take tomorrow off from the show. She's like, no, you're going. You're going. I see you too much in Florida. I want you gone. So thank her.
Thank you, Angie,
for me being here.
So that's why we're getting your questions about grass?
Does it get weird, you said?
No,
what did you just say?
I said it's super interesting for sure.
Yeah, there's aeration, there's thatching. Like, I'm waiting for my guy to thatch. Normally, he would have thatched, and then I put the fertilizer down, because now he's going to thatch after, and it's going to suck some of the fertilizer out.
I hate thatching after.
The risk you
Thatching
run.
and sucking and
sucking,
aerating,
fertilizing,
stuff.
Morons.
Bunch of knuckleheads. This is why I apologized to the folks at the Analysis Live this weekend on behalf of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. This type of stuff. Anyway, we'll get back to baseball, and it looks like we will have an opportunity to talk about those torpedo bats that we mentioned took the league by storm this weekend. When will you see Brewers using similar bats? We'll talk about that right after this.
We've got a crash on 94 East at County F left shoulder block there due to this incident. Already a squad on scene. Looks like 2 vehicles involved with this one. The big story, though, is volume is picking up on 94 from about the zoo all the way through the stadium to 35th Street as tailgaters and morning traffic continue to compound the freeway leading up to American Family Field. Also going to be a bit slow heading west on 94 from about 13th Street to the stadium. And then 43 north through the construction zone is slow all the way from the Marquette up to Capitol Drive. It's also a bit heavy the other way, south from Capitol to about Locust. And then on 94 out of the airport curve heading up to about Oklahoma, you'll be tapping the brakes and adding a few minutes on your ride north to downtown as well. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the storm team forecast, decreasing clouds today, breezy and a chilly one, a high of 43. Clear tonight, lows in the mid to upper 20s. Dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors, Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Ever. Quality from the opening tip to the final buzzer. A Milwaukee Bucks full season membership puts you in the heart of the action for every unforgettable moment. The crowd's roar, the buzzer beater that you'll never forget, the unparalleled thrill of watching your Milwaukee Bucks live. This is more than a game. It's an experience. Get your Bucks full season membership and be a part of every game and every emotion. You'll be on your feet from start to finish. Get in on the action at bucks.com/full.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Bruston Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thomas, the runner at first. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball. Right center field. It is up. It is gone! Off the top of the wall and out of here! Garrett Mitchell, a go-ahead 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Fly ball, right field. It is deep. It is gone! We are tied in the 8th inning on the second homer of the night from Jackson Churio.
Yelich, a home run and 3 walks in this game. He has scored twice. 2-0 delivery, here it is. Yelich lines a base hit to left. In the gap. It's going to the wall. They're going to score the winning run. Here comes Lorenzo
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Running around, she wants to ride, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like
It is a good morning, nay, great morning here at AmFam Field for opening day 2025 as the Brewers get set to host the Royals here in Milwaukee. And I don't care what it is outside, it is gorgeous in here. It is comfortable, it is beautiful. Chewy is obsessed with the grass. We are efforting to talk to a grounds crew member to answer some of his more pressing questions. But one of the pressing topics around Major League Baseball this weekend was the new torpedo bats that took the league by storm. Drawing attention, of course, it doesn't hurt when the New York Yankees hit 9 home runs that traveled nearly 4,000 feet on Saturday. So the torpedo bats, Chew, we were telling you, they're this new model. They're this new style of bat. Gabe, your understanding is that AI was involved.
Well, it started with the Yankees analytic department where they noticed that Anthony Volpe was hitting a lot of balls down by the trademark, which typically is jammed. You're not getting a lot of good contact there. It's going to be weak contact. And when he's doing that, they go, well, what if we just basically it's what if we just move the barrel to there? So they kind of move the barrel a little bit south, so it kind of, it's a little thicker there instead of where the barrel typically is. And they debuted that. They had a handful of guys use them. Volpe did. Jazz Chisholm, who had a couple of home runs. Cody Bellinger was using one. So they've got a handful of guys that decided to use them and seemed to work out for them quite a bit this weekend.
There were a ton of questions about it, Chew, which was, first and foremost, is it legal?
Yes.
Because there's so many parameters and rules about how a bat can be structured. Fact is, it is legal. But now, of course, it starts this domino effect. Now it starts this snowball effect where other teams around the league are asking their bat guys, asking their clubbies, hey, how quickly can we get these torpedo bats in our hands? Because whether you believe it or not, it could have been coincidental, right? Maybe the Yankees just have a murderer's row lineup this year, Gabe, and they're just going to be a good hitting team no matter what they're using to hit the ball.
Aaron Judge isn't using one because it turns out he's been good at, hitting the barrel his entire career, so why would he change? And he had 4 of the home runs they hit this weekend, so you got Aaron Judge in the lineup. It's certainly, it's not going to be a bat for everyone because if you're comfortable using that type of bat, but somebody, Rhys Hoskins had said that, I'd be interested in at least trying it out and see if it'd be good for me.
It's just bizarre to me that the rest of the league doesn't know about this. I would assume that, and you tell me if I'm wrong, do guys have deals with bat companies?
Yes.
Then why wouldn't a bat company say, hey, we got these new torpedo bats, they're supposed to be really, really good?
That's a layer that is definitely going to continue to be unearthed in this because it sounds like it was a smaller company that came up with this technology. And for them, this was the best case scenario, man. You can unveil these bats during spring training, but maybe they are a blip during the sports, story circulation. But you come out opening day, first game of the year, Yankees versus Brewers, bam, 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 bam. Everybody's seeing the weird oblong shape, and now it's a media bonanza. So I understand why they kept it under wraps. I understand the proprietary information element of it. But now I hear that guys, like you said, Rhys Hoskins, they're asking their clubbies, how quickly can we get these in our hands?
Yeah.
And the guys are like, it's not that simple, man. Because each bat is customized to each player, their individual sweet spot, where they hit the ball most consistently. And so guys like Jason, who were watching work his tail off this morning to get the dugout ready for opening day here at AmFam Field, he says it's going to take at least 3 weeks before he can have a bat, maybe 2. If he gets, if you're in the lab immediately with the computers and the information, and you get that out to them, maybe 2 weeks. But we're talking about a delay.
Because it's not like the one thing that just seemed like really weird about how this all came out. It's not one size fits all. Like every guy, you got a different length of a bat. You got a different, the bat might be heavier. It might be a little bit lighter. And there's all these different things that go into how comfortable you are with it. So it's not even like, I'm going to grab this and put it into play today. You're probably going to want to take some time to see how it works for you.
Let me ask you this. Is it a big deal? Because when I played, throughout the season, they'd be coming out with new shoes, new 7 studs, right?
Yeah.
And you'd wear them, and I'd be like, these stink. They're terrible. I'm going back to my old shoe, and they want you to wear the new one, for in the exposure and kids seeing it and wanting it and stuff like that. But with a bat, does that take some adjusting to it?
Oh, yeah, exactly. It would take some adjusting. I think it's a big deal because, bat technology, I think the biggest thing that's happened in the last 100 years is when they cupped the end of it and took a little of the bed of the bat. Like, bat technology hasn't gone anywhere outside of aluminum bats, right? And
yeah.
It's little changes certainly here and there, but this is kind of a big deal for some players if this is something you want to use.
So is this bat benefit contact hitters more instead of sluggers?
It depends. Again, I think it from some of the explanations I saw Trevor Plouffe, who played in Major League Baseball for 9-10 years, kind of talking about it where it's similar for some guys, like when you choke up on the bat, you have more barrel control because your hands are closer to the barrel, but you don't have to choke up on the bat, and it should, in theory, still be able to give you the power that you're looking for. So I think, again, if that's an area where you make a lot of contact, I think this is a big deal for you.
Technology is always evolving. We have talked on this program about how that little company, the technology company that was working in virtual reality, had a deal with LSU, and that's why Jaden Daniels got the virtual reality before anybody else. So he's there working for months and months in advance at 2 times the speed or 1.5, whatever the number was. And then when he got out there on the field, it was slow. The actual action was slow. And then all these other quarterbacks are going, well, how can I get my hands on the VR? But then he has that head start that you can't argue didn't contribute to his Heisman candidate and Heisman winning season, you know? So the Yankees have a leg up. That's the bottom line. Right now, because they have had the technology, because they used it during spring training, they got used to it, they've got a leg up, and that's why these other teams are going to be chasing a little bit. You know,
is it because they're the Yankees? To me, it sounds a little squirrely.
Well, because
doesn't it?
Bats have certain specifications. It's not like the barrel is bigger.
But why was it given to the Yankees right out of the gate and not given to...
It was their analytic department that discovered the thing with Anthony Volpe, and they're like, well, what if we tried to do this? And then they got the bat companies, whatever bat company they were working with to develop it. Okay. And they were the ones that had the idea. They were the ones that then contacted this bat company and executed the idea.
Yeah.
And they just did a really good job of keeping a lid on it.
Wow.
Is there anything, you mentioned the studs in football, is there anything when you were playing, Chew, that was comparable where it was like all of a sudden this technology evolved beyond what everybody else was doing and you saw it actually working? Like, is there anything?
Gloves. I mean, if you remember Sterling back in the day, Sterling wore the scuba gloves. But the problem with me, I didn't like the scubas because they were so thick. They were thick and you really couldn't feel the ball with your fingers and your points. But they weren't tacky like the gloves. The gloves today are ridiculous. How anyone drops a ball is beyond me.
Shots fired, Green Bay Packers wide receivers.
It's beyond me.
You put the ball on the tee, and you didn't expect them to take a big swing at it.
But gloves were always trying to catch up in who's got the most tackified one and this and that. And then they did away with... so awesome.
Should we do a play-by-play? It feels like it needs a play-by-play.
Jen and I looked at each other when we heard the noise, and we got to tell them what it was. That freaked me the heck out.
It was just they've got the hose on, so they can water down the infield dirt.
The smile Chewy got on his face when we all heard the noise.
Because now I want to see the grid pattern of the sprinklers here. See if I'm doing anything wrong at my house.
Watch him while you do it. Give him play-by-play.
It is very soothing. I don't know how else to explain it, but watching these guys wet down the area around the batter's box, around home plate.
We are talking about baseball, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It is very soothing.
Good. You should come on the show more.
Yeah, can't ever yell at us ever again.
After that, nope, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we are good. So gloves was an area. Gabe, can you think of anything else in sports? We just talked about the virtual reality where technology sort of pops on the scene and then everybody else is sort of playing catch up to try to...
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything in basketball. I can't think of anything there.
Probably sneakers because they got to be really finicky about their sneakers when it comes to hoops. But the ball?
Well, but like in running, remember a few years back when that carbon implant in the running shoes became a thing and they had this huge debate about whether or not it was fair or unfair, if it gave the people who were running with that an unfair advantage because there was some sort of like propulsion, again, the way that the carbon was in the shoe sort of sprung them off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, this, again, it's not... I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it's certainly an advantage if you have a handful of guys in your lineup that are going to want to use a bat like this.
What's crazy is I'm reading here that the gentleman who was the front office staffer now works for the Miami Marlins. You would think that the Miami Marlins might have that technology.
They didn't want to pay for
it. It's not shocking that if the Marlins don't have it. I don't think anybody's incredibly surprised by that. They don't want to pony up for a couple extra bats.
Well, it is something that people, I'm sure, are going to be talking about. And what will be interesting, I think I saw there was one Cleveland hitter. Maybe I saw that on social media this weekend, who also has a torpedo bat. So obviously maybe had a leg up on some of the rest of the league. But I think we're talking a couple of weeks, and you'll start seeing some Brewers players. And you may not see them in the games right away, but you were talking about BP earlier, Gabe. I wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing guys out here or in the cage underneath trying out these torpedo-style bats to see if they give them an advantage.
If I'm the Yankees, I would sell them like a number. You know, Reggie taking Yurko's number. Hey, you want one of these torpedo bats? $5,000.
They are customized. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's that's the tough part.
You're like
the
me
Yankees
buying your
to,
jersey to wear on a daily basis.
If the Yankees tried to say, no, this is our patent, nobody else can have it, then I think baseball would step in that situation.
That would be an issue. Let's put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. Are you in favor of these types of advances in technology? I think that the biggest issue you could probably have is that they kept it to themselves. Right, that it was like this secret squirrel all throughout spring. How did we not know about it through spring training? Those games were being broadcast. People were watching it. You're telling me Yankees fans were going, what the hell does he have on his shoulder out there?
Or someone is still friends with Devin Williams going, hey, did you hear about these new bats? You know, players talk all the time.
Or the catcher picks up the bat after Volpe used one of them. What the hell is this thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is surprising that it didn't creep out, get out.
Which, I hate the Yankees, but good on them for being able to keep the secret, man. Nobody can keep a secret nowadays. Tree doesn't know if it's a secret or not.
Yeah.
You're telling me they don't have somebody on the Yankees
just
who's
like
confused that if they were supposed to keep it a secret or not keep it a secret?
100%. There's got to be somebody like that, confused about what they can and cannot say, and all of a sudden you got torpedo bats all over the league. We'll put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. Anyway, it was fascinating to see the reaction to it, and then, of course, people digging on it and all of the information that is out there about it. And if you're wondering how it impacts your local team, the Milwaukee Brewers, Gabe, you mentioned it. Yeah, they're asking. Yeah, how soon can we have these in our hands? Yeah, when can we get these? And Jason, the clubhouse manager over here, along with Tony, was saying it's going to take a couple weeks.
I'm surprised the league doesn't step in and saying, okay, no one can use a torpedo bats until everyone is able to have one. Because to me, it does sound like an advantage.
It can be for certain players.
But here's the thing, Chew. In a couple of weeks, if those hitters have cooled off, those torpedo bats are back in the back in the rack.
They're selling them for firewood out in the team store.
Love it. All right, we'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still so much more to get to this morning. We're going to talk to Josh Mauer. It looks like he is walking our way, so we'll chat with him right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, live from AmFam Field to celebrate opening day of your Milwaukee Brewers.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, you know what I'm going to tell you. There's only one place to go, of course. It is the Jewelry Center because of the helpful team that Dean, the dancing machine, has put together at the Jewelry Center. They're always going to point you in the right direction. Whether you're looking for a lab-grown diamond, whether you're looking for a naturally mined diamond, the Jewelry Center has what you're looking for. And again, that helpful team, if you don't know what your special someone is looking for in that engagement ring, take a look at our Pinterest page, see if there's anything there. Bring that in, and the helpful team at the Jewelry Center is always going to be able to help you out. Stop in at any one of their 3 locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington, or just shop online, shoptjc.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got a crash on 94 East at County F left shoulder block there due to this incident. Already a squad on scene. Looks like 2 vehicles involved with this one. The big story, though, is volume is picking up on 94 from about the zoo all the way through the stadium to 35th Street as tailgaters and morning traffic continue to compound the freeway leading up to American Family Field. Also going to be a bit slow heading west on 94 from about 13th Street to the stadium. And then 43 north through the construction zone is slow all the way from the Marquette up to Capitol Drive. It's also a bit heavy the other way, south from Capitol to about Locust. And then on 94 out of the airport curve heading up to about Oklahoma, you'll be tapping the brakes and adding a few minutes on your ride north to downtown as well. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the Storm Team forecast, decreasing clouds today, breezy and a chilly one, a high of 43. Clear tonight, lows in the mid to upper 20s. Dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors, Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
Named by me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so that you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Tuning into your favorite team's game or actually going to the stadium is better when you feel at your best. If something's not quite right, reduce tension and pain and increase flexibility with expert-assisted stretching at Stretch Lab. Each session is customized to your body's needs with your unique goals in mind. Visit your local Stretch Lab today or go to stretchlab.com to get up to 50% off your first 50-minute stretch. Plus, get an additional $10 off with code FAN10. That's code FAN10 at stretchlab.com.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on the Packers. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
What's up, guys? We're back this year with my annual Home Plate Charity Concert presented by American Family Insurance. We'll be at the Pabst Theater on April 17th with performances from the Goo Goo Dolls and the Nicotine Dolls. Proceeds will benefit Live Like Lou, Visit Milwaukee, and the Brewers Community Foundation. There are sponsorship opportunities and tickets on sale now, so click the link in my bio to check it out, and I'll see you there.
Christian Yelich's Home Plate Charity Concert, presented by American Family Insurance, April 17th at the Pabst Theater. Get your tickets now at visitmilwaukee.org/Yelich.
Introducing the newest carbless flavor, Mango Vodka. Flavored with the essence of the ripest, freshest mangoes, Carbless Mango Vodka will transport your taste buds to a sunny beach getaway. New flavor, still the same carbless crafted cocktails with 0 carbs, 0 sugars, and only 100 calories. Enjoy a refreshing vodka cocktail without the guilt. 4 packs of the new carbless Mango Vodka cocktail are available in stores near you. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and escape with every sip.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we do? Where do we go from here?
We've talked about insulation, we've talked about fantasy camp, and now we've talked about Burning Man. We've hit for the cycle in the first 5 minutes of the show.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We are live at AmFam Field today for opening day 2025, and we have had a great cast of characters roll through here this morning. Josh Mauer, just the latest. Josh Mauer, broadcaster, play-by-play for your Milwaukee Brewers. And I was just saying to Chew, I said, Chew, you know, he calls Boston College basketball games.
Oh, do you really?
I have been still doing that. I did about half of the season.
Okay.
Yeah. We made a little compromise because I live here. So a commute to Boston for 32 games is a bit much.
Oh.
Yeah, Gabe and I were sharing some time on Bucks Radio.
On Bucks Radio this year, yep.
Conti Forum.
Conti Forum.
Oh, yeah.
Know it well.
It's snuck in there many a times.
That sounds like a saying, like Carpe Diem. Yeah, absolutely. Josh, obviously.
We're going to Carpe Diem today.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes, thank you for that segue. It is going to be an exciting day. It is going to be an emotional day. How are you and your fellow broadcasters handling the grave responsibility of honoring Bob Uecker as we continue in this Brewer season, but obviously specifically for the home home opener, but also recognizing it is a celebration. People are excited, optimism, even what happened in New York. There's a lot of optimism
I heard those
surrounding.
games don't count.
Yeah, there's a lot of optimism surrounding this team. How do you walk that fine line? How do you find that balance?
I think, Jen, I appreciate that question because it's hard. I think today is going to be the most challenging day for us in the radio booth because this is the first time that we're going to go into that booth and Bob's not there with us. Yeah, it's emotional just to think about that. But there are different milestones that we've already had to go through. The first game of spring training, and Bob was always in Arizona, so he wasn't there for that. And then this season opener in New York, the first regular season game that we broadcast on the air without Bob. They did a moment of silence at Yankee Stadium yesterday, which was very nice. The Yankees did that. But I think today it's going to hit you the most. And I honestly, I can't say how you get through it other than you just have to do your job the way that he would want you to do it. And he would say to all of us, to a man, get over it. Come on, you got work to do. Don't worry about, we don't worry about this. But Bob's always going to be on our mind. Every time we step in any broadcast booth, calling a Milwaukee Brewers game, but especially this booth here, this is his booth. And it always will be his booth. And I think it then is incumbent upon those of us that get to wear that headset to honor that legacy and do things the way that he would want them done. Every broadcast that we do, he's going to be in the front of our minds. And I think today more so than most.
Yeah, I mean, you had Lane with the first, the first home run, giving the traditional Bob Uecker call at Yankee Stadium. I know Joe Buck was tweeting about, I wanted to do something, but I didn't know how it was going to necessarily be received. If I gave a little tip of the cap to Bob. Do you guys have anything else in the booth that you guys are going to try to do to maybe honor Bob throughout the course of the year?
No, nothing specific. I think the home run call was very special, and we had decided between the three of us that the first home run that was hit, at least the first home run that meant something, we would do it, and then that would be it. Mm-hmm. That call's going to be retired, and it should be. Mm-hmm. It's on these airwaves. But the first one was for Bob. The rest of the season and the rest of the time that we all work here in this booth, I think you honor Bob by going about things the way that he did, with levity, with humor, but with ultimate respect for the game at all times and respect for those that play the game and for those that coach the game. This sport, this meant the world to Bob, and he was famous for things way outside of the world of baseball, but the thing that he held most near and dear to his heart was the sport of baseball and the Milwaukee Brewers in particular. So I think to honor his legacy, you keep those ideals always first and foremost in your mind when you do the job, and that's what we plan on.
Why do you think there was such a connection between Bob, even in his 90s, and the players today?
Man, Chewy, that's a great question. I think it's because he always still felt like a player, even when he was getting into his 80s and then at the age of 90 last year. At heart, he was still that catcher that caught for the Milwaukee Braves or, for later the St. Louis Cardinals and the Atlanta Braves. Bob was a player. He was a baseball player at heart. And everything that he did after that, while great and while it made him famous, the comedy, the acting, he was still a baseball player. He's a guy from Milwaukee who made it to the major leagues. And that's what he, I think, ultimately would want to be remembered as. He was a baseball guy. And those guys in the clubhouse here, they recognized him for being that, and he loved them for it.
Yeah.
Josh Mauer joining us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy as we talk about the Brewers in 2025. So let's talk about the guys in that clubhouse. Obviously, the Yankee series did not go in any way, shape, or form the way that we wanted it to go. However, we were talking about they still put the bat on the ball, still drove in some runs. And I was saying that, without the wind and without the torpedo bats and Aaron Judge and all of the other things that the Yankees have going for them, there were things to be excited about with this crew. Tell our loyal listeners, what are some things that you are excited about when it comes to the Brewers in 2025?
I think there's a few that stand out for me. Number one is the continued development of Jackson Chourio. And if you watched Jackson last year from day one to the end of the season in that playoff series, he improved 5-fold, 10-fold, 15-fold. I mean, you wouldn't have recognized
20. No, I hear
the guy.
20.
Keep going. Keep going. You wouldn't have recognized the guy that played his first home game here in April to the guy that was then on the field in that series against the Mets in the postseason. He was unbelievable. He was the best player in that series. And he was 20 years old. He's 21 now, by the way. But I think he's got an opportunity this year to be a top 5 player in the National League. And I don't think I'm being hyperbolic. The sky is truly the limit for Jackson Chourio. He had a rough opening day, I know. But then he looked fine on Saturday and Sunday. He'll be great. So the continued development and taking perhaps a step up further into the baseball stratosphere, for me, that's tops on the list of things that I'm looking forward to. And then there's Christian Yelich. You know, we forget Christian Yelich has been here for a while now. Some Milwaukee fans are very familiar with him. But he was having one of his best seasons of his career last year before the back issue shut him down. He had a major back procedure, and we wondered what he was going to look like when he finally got back onto the field in spring training. Honestly, he looked like Christian Yelich of last year before the injury. And I think that's an amazing development for the Brewers, because if he can be that, if he's an all-star caliber player, then this is one of the best lineups in the National League when you combine him with Chourio and the other guys, Contreras, Hoskins, those guys around him.
I'm really excited for Garrett Mitchell. I hope he can stay healthy, because that's the one thing that's kind of held him back the last 2 years. I look at him as someone that can replace some of the power numbers you lost with Willy Adames. How did Garrett look, and what are your thoughts on Garrett Mitchell?
I think that's the way that the team is starting to look at Garrett. When he first came up to the big leagues, known as a speed guy, known as maybe a top-of-the-order type player. But the thinking is being revisited. Hey, this guy can really impact the baseball. He can do damage. And so they're going to put him in the middle of the order and give him opportunities to replace some of those home runs and RBIs that Willy Adames' absence obviously creates. I think Garrett's got an opportunity to be that kind of player. The one thing that he's going to have to be able to do, he's going to have to be able to hit left-handed pitching. He's got to play every day if he's going to be that kind of productive Major League Baseball player, and he's got to be able to hit lefties. We'll see a lefty here today. Garrett Mitchell is going to be in the lineup, so he's getting these opportunities, especially early in the year, Gabe, because Blake Perkins is injured, and Perkins would otherwise have probably gotten those starts.
I think one part of the organization that doesn't get enough credit is the front office. I mean, the moves they have made, and we talk about this on our show with the 3 professional sports in the state. Me personally, I trust the Brewers front office and what they did. They're up against it. Baseball's not a fair game. You know, when you have New York and Boston and L.A. spend this amount of money, and the Brewers and the small markets teams send the fact that they knew to sign Jackson to a long-term contract before he even stepped on the field and I don't think they get enough credit. I think they're great.
Yeah. I think what they have done, or at least what they should have done, is earn everybody's benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Because if you look at what's happened over the last decade, that front office has consistently put together a winning team, a playoff caliber team, a division winning team with the smallest market in the major leagues and one of the lesser payrolls. But they've been able to do it regardless, despite those constraints that they've had to operate within. And they've made some very painful moves. They've had to trade away Josh Hader, Corbin Burns, Devin Williams this year. That's only in the last 3 seasons. Those are all-star players. Willy Adames left free agent. But I think when I say you've earned the benefit of the doubt, you have to say, look, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And if they have to let one of those players go, I think me as a broadcaster and hopefully fans say, well, we realize they've got a plan, and as long as they keep executing it the way that they have been over the last 10 years or so, that they're still going to be a competitive playoff caliber baseball team.
Josh Mauer, play-by-play for the Milwaukee Brewers, joining us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Talk me through the starting rotation, because we're not in a position right now where
it's
going to
be a short conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
So obviously we want to see fastball Freddie out there. We obviously don't want to see some of the struggles that some of the other guys had in that first series. But how confident should we be about where the starting rotation is? We know there are guys who are currently injured, who they hope to get back in the mix, but those are sort of back of the order guys. How should we feel about how this rotation stands up against some of the others in the division?
Well, I can tell you that right now Pat Murphy even isn't terribly thrilled about what he's having to use because of the injuries that you mentioned. There are guys, they thought they were coming into spring training with some pretty good depth. Aaron Ashby, D.L. Hall, Tobias Myers. Those three are all hurt, right? And yesterday, Aaron Savali, who was the Game 3 starting pitcher, he left. He had a hamstring issue. I hope he's okay. We haven't gotten an update on that yet. Today's home opener is going to be started by a guy who's never pitched for the Brewers before, a guy named Elvin Rodriguez. They signed him out of Japan this offseason. He's going to make his team debut, and it's going to be in one of the biggest home games of the season. So that's kind of where we are right now. But I'm going to spin it forward, and hopefully in July we're talking about a rotation that has Freddie Peralta and Brandon Woodruff at the front of it. And Nestor Cortez, I know his debut did not go anywhere near the way that he nor any of us wanted it to go, but Nestor's got a track record of being a very good Major League pitcher. I think that sounds like a pretty darn good top three, plus Tobias Myers.
Jose Quintana was an opening day starter a year ago.
Right, Jose Quintana was pitching at the end of September, and then in the playoffs for the Mets, he was pitching as well as anybody in baseball, and they signed him. He's not ready to go yet. I'm glad you brought him up, Gabe, because that's a guy that's still kind of ramping up to be able to pitch in a regular season game. He's coming soon. So there's reinforcements coming. Just right now we might have to go through some growing pains.
So we're in a wait-and-see sort of spot when it comes to the Brewers starting rotation. Josh, we can't thank you enough for taking time out this morning, a busy morning, an exciting morning, as we celebrate opening day here at AmFam Field. Thanks for hanging out with us.
It's great to have you guys here. We're always happy when we get to see you here.
I got to tell you, though, man, I almost started crying when he was talking about you. I was like, I can't do this. It's going to be a tough one. It was very, very heartfelt. Really appreciate that. And I think a lot of people are going to be feeling things today. There are going to be a lot of strong feelings surrounding this game.
How about the outfield grass?
That's unbelievable.
Oh, there we go. Bring it back.
Now you're talking Chewy's
but you're
language.
talking about the euchre thing.
I'm talking about Bob Euchre's stencil.
Yeah, that too.
The grass looks
It's very distracting.
Have you seen the new sign up in the corner?
Yes.
I must be in the front row. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's going to be an emotional day, but we're excited for it.
Josh, thank you for hanging out with us. Have a great call today, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, guys.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. It's conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee in the Theater District with deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music. You'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Trouble on 94 East now. We've got the two center lanes blocked. That's due to a crash at 13th Street. Backup stretching all the way back through the stadium to about Mitchell Boulevard. Also going to be watching volume as Brewers fans head out to American Family Field. That will compound the delays as you head east from the zoo towards downtown. Our other slow spot is 43 North through the construction zone. Fond du Lac up to Capitol Drive. Going to be a couple of extra minutes there. When business brings you to Milwaukee, make the Knickerbocker on the Lake your home base. Enjoy modern meeting rooms, lakefront views, and refined dining. Visit knickerbockeronthelake.com to book today. And check in the Storm Team forecast for the home opener. Decreasing clouds. It should be dry, but it will be breezy and chilly as well. A high of 43. Mostly clear tonight, mid to upper 20s for the low. Lake Lawn Resort offers everything you need from lakeside rooms to gourmet dining and a luxurious spa. Relax, recharge, and enjoy the best of Delavan. Book your stay now at lakelawnresort.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
This wasn't how Patrick here in Milwaukee pictured himself in retirement. Instead of playing golf every day, he could barely walk because of severe knee pain.
It hampered everything because it hurt to walk around the golf course. It hurt to swing, just pretty much hurt doing anything.
But the groundbreaking regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics changed everything for Patrick. QC Kinetics uses your body's own healing properties to help repair and restore damaged tissue in your knees, hips, back, and shoulders. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime.
The turnaround's been amazing from where I was to where I am now. I've gone from a 15 handicap down to a 7 handicap. That's because my knees allow me to play golf like I haven't been able to play probably in 15 years.
Don't let joint pain keep you from doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
When I wake up
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Your business is HVAC. You want to grow that business while providing the very best in service. Instead, you're struggling under a pile of administrative tasks. Service Titan is here to help. With our all-in-one solution for the trades, we've made managing all of your business needs, from scheduling to invoicing, easier than ever. Service Titan, giving you the time and the tools you need to keep your company running smoothly. Learn how Service Titan helps manage your business at servicetitan.com.
It's time for baseball season, and National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee is packed with deals for all your beverage needs. They have the coldest beer and huge liquor selection with the lowest prices. So, whether you're tailgating, having a party, or just grilling in the yard, National Liquor has what you need to stock the bar or the cooler. Stop by on your way home or on the way to American Family Field and check out National Liquor Mart, where your satisfaction is our plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily on the corner of 16th and National.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Have you never had a good pie?
I've had fine pies.
You get no pie.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, it seems that way anyway. But if we get him on those dating sites, it feels like maybe he could.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Having a fantastic morning here at AmFam Field, sitting on the Brewers brown dirt of the
That was a nice
warning
little
track.
tidbit from Marty.
Yeah, it was. Brewers brown, how other ballparks have used Brewers brown, the color of this dirt, the consistency of this dirt on their warning tracks as well. Like I said, you get bragging rights there. You find out that another ballpark is using your dirt, your formula, if you will. I think that's pretty impressive. We are joined now by Sean Marefka. He is the Senior Director of Merch and Retail Ops. He introduced himself as Merch Guy. Merch Guy.
Yep, that's me.
It's a great way. We decided that Chewy's nickname from one of our loyal listeners is the Lawn Ranger.
Yeah, I heard that too this morning.
Came up here and
I think
said-
it was like 6 a.m. I heard that.
I love that he sat down and goes, I don't know anything about the grass. Like he just wanted to put that out there, Chew. He's not the guy for the grass, but you are the guy for the merch. So talk to me about the mindset headed into this season, 2025, how you guys wanted to make sure that you were answering all of the needs and all of the desires of the Brewers fan this year.
Last year, we remodeled our home plate store that's open year-round. That was a 2-year project that we wanted to make a store that felt like a non-game day store, and then when 40,000 people come in here, how can they shop comfortably? We succeeded heavily with that, with really good numbers in areas like the jerseys, that we focused on the home plate store this year. We moved the cash wrap out of the front of the store, put it outside onto the concourse. It allows us to almost have an identical collection of merchandise that you see in our non-game day store over at home plate. So at whatever area of the ballpark you come into, merchandise is accessible.
Obviously, I think the Bob Uecker merch is going to be one of the hot items today. Did you guys feel pressure to make sure you got it exactly right to put Bob? Because, again, it's not like Bob Uecker merchandise was something that you were doing every year, and now to have it out because fans have a demand for it. How much pressure was it in designing Bob Uecker
there was
merch?
a lot of pressure. We wanted to make sure that we did something, right? But we didn't want it to be focused on the team. Wanted it to be more of an honorable gesture to the Uecker family. So we brought them in. We collaborated with them on what they would like to see. And then we knew that we needed to stay in stock. We don't want to be running out of this merchandise once we come in. So what we did is we partnered with Brew City down the road from here, where proceeds are going to go to Bob's charities. And we are able to, we launched last Monday. It's been flying off the shelves, and we placed another order quickly, and we got it in actually last night, so we had enough merchandise for today. So having that ability to work with a local company like Brew City, it's been rewarding for us.
I see that you guys cross-market with the other professional teams in the state. You have the Jordan Love Brewer jersey, and then Giannis. Does it ever go the other? Can't there be like a Yelich Packer jersey or a Jackson Bucks jersey or something like that?
Yeah. We had a lot of. To elaborate on it, we're actually partnering later this year. We're actually Tyler Hero actually did a hat design session, and during his hat design session, he made some Brewers ones that once he's done with his season, we're going to launch them as sometime during the summer. But to your point, we're looking at, I think with our T-shirts collection that we're doing a giveaway on in the ballpark, we're looking to work with people across our community that have had ties to this organization and this team. And if we could ever partner with the Packers on a Yelich, that would be fantastic.
I'll give him a ring.
I love that Sean is looking at Gabe like, Gabe, can you make that happen?
He knows. He's a loyal listener.
Like, you're the former Packer player, buddy.
I just want to, we in the store, we're always trying to look for that cutting edge, right?
Yeah.
Last year we focused on jerseys. This year you're going to see an expanded jersey assortment, not just of what we wear on the field, but we're actually going to touch base with some of our players' minor league uniforms we're going to bring in. So Jackson Churrio's minor league, Bryce Durang's minor league jersey, Christian Yelich's minor league jersey. So we're going to offer that to our fan. We're also going to offer a black jersey for those that might not want to buy our regular normal jerseys. They can have a fashion jersey as well.
Sean Marefka joining us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. How far in advance do you need to know what are going to be the hot ticket items? I always think of the things that you're going to be using or that your fans are going to be using year round. You know, these type of cups, right? Gabe's got the Masters cup here. A lot of people use these for their coffee in the morning. Do you have to know sort of what's going to be the hot ticket item that everybody wants? Chewy's got his cat water bottle over here, he's going to put to good use. But how do you know what's going to pop?
The retail stores, we start in May. So if our 2026 line is going to be started up in May of, coming up pretty shortly. For the promo items that we do as giveaways, we start that around June, July, August. A lot of that goes into analytics. They look into different trends of what we're seeing in the marketplace, what other teams have done through promos, and then we all sit collectively and figure out how we're going to brainstorm what we're doing for a promo. But for the merch side of it, it's a pretty quick turn. We have 1 month to learn really what the customer is buying, what the flow is. I think it goes into shifts of goals as a department. I'm very fortunate to have a department that I haven't seen much turnover. I have a lot of staff that has been here for years, and we all have goals within the department that we track to see what we want to do next year, one year versus the other.
How much do you guys determine in terms of retro gear? Because there are so many different Brewers logos from all over the years where you can get the different hats and the different stuff that you guys have in the pro shop.
Our focus is predominantly on our current marks. However, we do like to splash in the hat that you're wearing or the 82 series. We like to splash that in a little bit to give that assortment fresh. Not everybody wants to wear just our normal navy. Some of them want to wear royal, some want green, some want yellow. It's different types of things. One of the things that I can tell you that we're doing and we're finding it's a cool trend is we have a retail pop-up shop that's going to be launching today. 414 Day is coming, and we did an exclusive series with Sports Design Sweden to offer just 414 product. It has no marks, just team colors, because we are starting to see a fan base that wants to just put on that Brewers hat, but still also wants to represent this city. So we're trying to transition into that market a little bit as well.
Okay, I have a question for you. So the hats with the names and the logos that obviously some were inappropriate, and then you had the oysters this past weekend. Like, as a merch guy, like, what is your reaction when that happens? Because I got to imagine, Sean, things are getting pushed through committees and they're in front of people. And so when we saw it and when the world saw, like, those are two just independent examples, we were like, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
How does that oyster get on a hat? How does that word get on a hat? How does that happen? And what is your reaction as merch guy?
Well, my as a merch guy, I'm like, okay, if you know about it or I know about it and it gets into somebody's hands, yeah, they'll buy it, right? So I think you want to have a respective balance. You definitely don't want it to be 100% of your assortment, but sometimes throughout the year, as we get into, like, for example, here, we get into, May, July, and August. Sometimes the summers can be fun, but it's a long season, right? So you got to have some splash of entertainment. I turn back to one of the things that we did on Friday. We launched a social media campaign with Bernie Brewer opening up Topps cards, right? He was just opening them up, and it was showing the rivals, and he was throwing the rivals aside. Something to show engagement. So in a program like the hats you're talking about, I just think it's another fun way to tie back to your fan base and to have fun with like a brand that kind of gets out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Okay, but it said boobs.
I would. You won't see that in my team store, but you know what?
Sure.
Sells,
that sounds great.
Sells, right?
However,
and
the oyster looked like a part of the female anatomy.
Well, that's not coming from the Brewers team store guy.
No, I know. I just again, they talk about how all publicity is good publicity, right? You have that conversation, and then they have turned it into a good thing. Well, they're donating money and whatnot, but like, I'm always surprised that nobody was like, wait a minute, hold on, maybe this isn't the best idea for our brand.
Yeah.
How quickly are you guys able to turn stuff around? Because I remember a couple of years ago when the City Connect uniforms were first big, and you have some of this merch, but the fan base really grabbed onto the grill part of that logo.
Oh, yeah.
And then you guys, how quickly are you able to pivot and go, oh, our fans love this, let's make sure we get this on T-shirts and hats?
Yeah, so when the City Connect launched with the grill logo, I don't think we got it as quickly as we could into the market. It normally takes a domestic hat or a T-shirt, I'd say 6 to 8 weeks. Which to be back in the day, it was a lot quicker than that. But going through licensing, artwork mock-up, and production, it's probably about 6 to 8 weeks. So what we do is we leave a small portion of our open to buy, we call it, for things like that fans or trends that we see. These guys coming out of the dugout, sometimes they wear some fun stuff, sometimes they do some great things that we want to learn to capitalize on and offer to our fan base. So we pre-book out, like what I just mentioned, for 26 that we'll be working on, but then we save some room for some fun things like that might jump off and be a trend.
I'm just thinking about some of the things you mentioned, the grill that pop off. Like, sometimes you just never know, right? You never know. Like, even we were watching the Yankees game, and there was a guy, I don't even know who it was, but in the Yankees lineup, who was wearing an elbow guard and was wearing the ankle guard, and it was like bright colored orange and stuff like that. That guy goes on to have an epic month, right? Let's say his April is just off the charts. Then all of a sudden you're going, how can we capitalize on, that player with the elbow guard and the ankle guard and make that available to our young fans? Like, it's just an inexact
But that just
science.
goes off of what you just said with, like, the oysters and the boob, right? It's like right there. Like, we didn't design that logo thinking that, oh my God, this was going to take off. But now it's become part of our City Connect, right?
Yeah.
And really a focus. So
and the Brewers are a national brand. I mean, people might not be Brewers fans or no, but they like how cool
logo,
the hat is.
That logo
it's like
is the
the
best in
Expos
baseball.
we were talking about last week in the Hartford Whalers. I mean, they've been defunct for how long now, and you still see those shirts around. But I see Brewers hats all around the country. I don't know if they're Brewer fans, but I know young kids love them because it looks cool.
I'm really glad you brought that up. We have a New Era hat that they're the on-field provider of our hats. They call me once a year, and they have a large market in Brazil. They call and they want to know what hats we're designing, the grill. They have the colors, the look, the logo shape. It transpires very well, and they have a store down there that they use some of our mock-ups to sell down there. So yeah, it feels good to see. Even when we go down to spring training, it's like to see all the fans that come in, not just from Wisconsin, but from other parts of the country to buy our product.
They just kicked the lights on in here at AmFam Field. Last thing for you.
Final call.
Last call.
Exactly. I did not think that he looked like that. No, the Euchre pin obviously is selling in the stores. Any Euchre with the plaid. The plaid is obviously so synonymous with you. What can we expect?
We are going to stay away from the plaid.
Interesting.
We'll stay away from the plaid, but I can tell you that the assortment that we have here will truly honor Bob, but then going forward, we are going to collaborate more with the family to try to offer things that we remember about Bob. So, but one of the things we will stay away by is the plaid.
That's so interesting. All right, so the stores will be open. I'm sure they will be packed as everybody gets their 2025 Brewers gear. Sean Marefka, thank you so much for hanging out with us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. He is your merch guy. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on right after this. Stick around.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN. Will the green and gold rise to the next level, or will they stay in limbo?
I'm in a downer spot as it pertains to the Green Bay Packers. Are they going to be bad? No. Are they going to win a championship? No. Are they going to be somewhere in the middle? Yes. And that just feels like I just did that. I feel like I'm in the same place that I was. They're going to win 9 to 12 games, somewhere in that range.
Get all your Packers predictions here. Kyle Bruston Norkman. Weekdays from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Drum roll, please.
Carbliss is here with refreshing new flavors. Introducing their Tropical Bliss Variety Pack. Let the summertime flavors of blood orange, watermelon, raspberry, and grapefruit whisk you away from the winter blues. New flavors, same great Carbliss perks. Every handcrafted cocktail still has 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and just 100 calories. Find the Tropical Bliss Variety Pack in store wherever Carbliss is sold and enjoy your winter passport to paradise. Grab a pack today and discover why Bliss is more with Carbliss.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is it against the law to be a moron or no?
The law.
Not yet.
I texted this to Jen earlier. The law does protect some people from things that are called an attractive nuisance.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. Are you in favor of the Yankees using torpedo bats? 61% of people have no problem at all with it, saying this is just an evolution of baseball technology. A proposed poll that we have not put out into the field yet, but certainly could is, has Joshy started drinking yet?
I am saying no. The first beer is getting cracked when they get into the parking lot, which opens, I believe, in about an hour.
So in about an hour,
yes,
Joshy will start drinking. Yep. Josh DiMaggio, our fantastic producer, who will be enjoying opening day today with our buddy Gabe Neitzel. Guys, have a blast today at opening day. It is one of the best days in our city.
Without a doubt.
Hope springs eternal. It is going to be great. There will be so many opportunities to remember Bob Uecker and hopefully start an incredible season this year at AmFam Field. Thanks for hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wildy and Tausch is next here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
New crashes now on 94 East. We've still got our original one on the exit to 13th Street. That was originally in the 2 center lanes. That's now been moved over to the exit. However, we have another crash on the ramp from 35th to 90.